Hey, what's going on, guys? So I was asked to react to Chance and Abdul's Modern Millionaires video, and just a heads up, these guys used to be in our coaching program, and I have some videos here of when they first became successful on the internet, following the lead generation training by Dan Klein. This is their interviews from like around 2016, and Dan helped them launch their coaching program, Modern Millionaires. Unfortunately, Dan and these two guys had a falling out, and so they're no longer working together, and they kind of broke off, and now they're running Modern Millionaires on their own. They teach a different form of digital marketing. They teach you how to run AdWords for clients, whereas we do organic. So we rank websites in Google, whereas they do paid traffic. I don't have any issues with these guys. I'm still cool with them. This is a old photo from Vegas, our Vegas event we do every year. This is from 2018. This is before they had a falling out. But yeah, I just wanted to show you some of that, just to show that like me and these two guys and Dan, we have a quite a we have a history together. And I know a lot about their business model. I know the pros and cons. I still prefer the organic lead generation, which is what we do. But I'm gonna point out some of those pros and cons and what I think about their business model as I watch their latest marketing video.
I had a really high response rate. In 6 weeks' time, I've generated $3,500, potentially $6,500 a month.
Now we're making $60,000 on like 15 hours a week.
Just from those 11 clients, we've added $300,000 a year in revenue.
In the first 60 days, you're able to do 8.5K.
Laid the foundation for these entrepreneurs to follow. Today we have over 5,000 entrepreneurs that have gone through our process.
In the first 60 days, you're able to do 8.5K a month.
We've finally cracked the code. We've figured it out how someone with absolutely no technical experience can land a deal.
Hey, welcome to the second step of the application process. We're super excited for you to be here. Chance, what are we going to be talking about in this video?
We're going to be talking about how to earn $10,000 to $30,000 a month from a simple software app. You're probably wondering what it is and why it's the best recurring income strategy this year and beyond.
So let's reiterate why you're here, right? You want to stop trading time for your money and you want to trade an app for money instead, right? We all get stuck into that rat race, and this is the way you get out of it. You're going to learn how to make $20,000 to $30,000 a month with a few hours a week with a set it and forget it recurring income model system. And once implemented, you'll never, ever have to worry about money again, because you will be tapping into the #1 wealth creation movement with a simple app.
We're also going to show you the done for you system set up by our team that's done it before. 100% profits for yourself and a business you can exit for many multiples. And you're also going to be a part of an impactful movement that's helping local businesses.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to allow you guys to use our software and sell it to as many people as possible, but you get to keep 100% of the profits for yourself. That is a very important point, Chance. Okay, without you ever having to worry about code, without worrying about inventory and shipping delays or running a huge team and operations or anything else that is involved with a traditional software business, the app unlocks this for you.
And we have...
It sounds like they developed an app that can help a small business owner, but most of their case studies and testimonials are talking about paid ads, specifically Google AdWords clients managing their paid ads. So I look at this app as probably just like a a junction kind of business, like a business that you can add on to some of those clients, perhaps to help them with scheduling their appointments or lead setting sort of app is what I would assume. But I highly doubt that an app is the predominant business model that they're actually promoting. They're actually promoting you learning and running a AdWords agency.
Share this with over 5,000 of our students, and you've probably seen a lot of their
and the reason why you would want to call it an app, or they have some created a brand new app, is, you know, obviously you don't want to make your business model sound the same as other people that are also running AdWords agency courses, right? So you want to make yourself appear different from the competition that's out there. But, you know, this is the reality of the matter. I find, you know, it's very difficult to create an app that's going to allow you to make, you know, $30,000 a month from small business owners. Like, I don't see any app being worth that much. Because, you know, the problem with code and software is that it's so easy for other developers to duplicate and copy, you know, so it's difficult to charge that high of an amount for an app or a software. It's very easy to duplicate in most instances.
Testimonials out there, but Mirna, she's making $4,000 a month recurring, and she did that in her first 30 days. She's a single mom.
That would be impressive if $4,000 per month recurring was all net profit. But chances are, I mean, someone could make $4,000 per month off of one AdWords client, but, you know, most of that is going towards ad spend. So if you're might only be making 20% of 4,000, so that wouldn't be as impressive. It's still great that what they're teaching is allowing these people to get clients, but there's a big asterisk of like how much of that $4,000 is ad spend and how much is his actual take home. That's one thing to keep in mind.
Also working a full-time job, building this on the side, and she didn't have to code.
Yeah. Ryan Peterson, another no coder as well, never coded in his life, doing over 8K a month. There's Summer that you interviewed, Chance.
Yeah, he's doing this as a side gig because he loves his job. He works with children. He's making $5,400 a month, spending time with his kids, and again, not having to code anything.
Yeah. And Guy Stevens, 4K a month, recurring in 20 days. What about Amanda Berkeley?
I actually went to school with Amanda, and she'd watched my success over the years, and her and her husband working at Costco, getting burnt out, not being able to spend time with their kids. She just kept seeing life just continue to get better, spending time with my children. She saw so many videos of me and my son, and finally she messaged me and said, Chance, what are you doing? I need to learn this. Got her in, got her trained up, and within the first 90 days started making $2,400 a month recurring, and they both quit their job at Costco, and now they're building this business together. Her agency's even grown further from there.
Amazing. Well, OJ took it to the next level after 90 days, doing $16,000 a month. Another no coder, never coded in his life. So what is the SaaS app, which is Leadific, and what is sales process automation system do for business owners?
Chance here. I just want to take you into the Leadific app real quick and show you how easy it is to set up a client. How the app gives them a complete automated sales process overnight so that they can start making 20 to 30% more money the moment they start paying you $2.99 a month. And how you can scale this puppy as big as you want. I'm talking 5, 10, or even 20 grand per month of passive income.
So he just said $2.99 a month. So it seems like this is like an addition, kind of additional upsell that you can offer business owners for like $300 a month. And this is basically a lead nurturing software. I've seen similar CRMs like this before. It allows a business owner to book leads into their calendar. It allows them to keep track of like how warm that lead is and nurture that lead. And so, yeah, I think it's unrealistic to assume that this $300 software is, you can sell enough of this to hit like, you know, 10K a month in like just 1 to 2 months, right? Most of that is basically a client paying you a lot more money for you to manage their AdWords ad spend. So yeah, it's yeah, it's just no way. The number doesn't add up. You can't sell a $300 a month product and get enough clients in just like 1 month to hit like, you know, like 5K a month. Like unless you are closing deals at a speed that likes of which we've never ever seen before. And I just don't see that with this kind of app like being that revolutionary.
Yes, it really is passive, and it doesn't matter how clueless you are about tech, software, business, or anything else. I'm an absolute noob when it comes to tech, and remember, I'm doing about 64 grand per month with this app right now. So let's dive in. The moment that you join our...
There's no way I would ever try to build a business to like 64 grand a month just selling a $300 a month product. Think about it. Like, why would you sell a low ticket product like that and try to get to like that high of a revenue, right? Eventually in business, you want to sell higher ticket stuff to get to the higher numbers faster and with less clients.
Partnership program here. We're going to give you the rights to sell Leadific, white label it, make it your own, generate leads for you, help you land at least 5 to 10 new clients a month so that you can watch your residual income skyrocket. You get all that. But let's fast forward a couple of weeks. Let's say you just landed your first client and they're paying you $299 a month, and now it's time to get them set up on Leadific. So let me introduce the snapshot concept to you. You see all these little boxes right here. You see these different things that you can select with all the different industries that you can work with, like lawyers, auto dealerships, chiropractors, CrossFit gyms, mortgage loan officers, and there's so many others. And we're adding these by the week so that you have unlimited snapshots in all of the industries. Now, what these are is they are pre-built Leadific accounts for every type of business we recommend for you to work with. And when you click on one of these snapshots and type in a few lines of information like I'm about to show you, it'll build your client a complete automated sales process. Literally at the push of a button, that'll help make 20 to 30% more money for them overnight as long as they keep paying you $299 per month. Okay, so let's just go and let's just set up an attorney snapshot. I'm going to show you how simple this is, okay? So you come in here, create a new sub.
I just did some quick math. It's like to hit $300, right? To hit $5,000 in your first month, you have to get 16 clients at $300 a month. Now, do you honestly think a brand new newbie can get 16 clients in 1 month as a beginner? No. So it's like those to me is unrealistic numbers. It sets unrealistic expectation, and it's like most people have to understand that these numbers are not like, this is not the product to get to 5K a month in 1 month. It is to sell AdWords agents, like AdWords budget that can even remotely come close to hitting those kind of numbers in that short of a period of a time. So
Publication, let's say I landed this client, his name's John. And obviously when you land a client, you'll get all this information from them. Just for time's sake, I'm just going to set up a test account here. I'm in Laguna Beach, so let's say Laguna Beach.
While he's doing this, I mean, one of the reasons I don't like the downside of paid ad agency,
okay, just like that,
is that
submit, and now the sub account is set up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go in and we're going to...
These clients can leave you at any time. They can fire you at any time because there's so many other AdWords agencies out there that can call these clients and offer them better rates that you're constantly having to churn and burn through clients. So this is why Chance and Abdul, in my mind, are creating such thing as like Leadific, because they're trying to differentiate themselves different from all the other AdWords agencies that are out there. But again, this is the challenge of being an AdWords agency person. Like, you are more easily replaced. Whereas what we do, which is ranking websites, our own digital assets at the top of Google search engine, which is more difficult for people to do. Anyone can start an AdWords campaign, right? Not anyone can reach the top of Google because that takes actual skills other than putting a credit card on file. So this is why in my business of ranking websites in Google, I'm a lot exponentially less replaceable, which means I have clients that's been paying me consistently hands-free for the last 7 to 8 years. And with AdWords clients, I've struggled to keep an AdWords client longer than 6 months.
to load in the snapshot, so now their entire Leadific account is set up and ready to start making money for this client. Click on continue. Okay, so now we're going to go to update snapshot, and we're going to go find the attorney snapshot. There it is. We go to select, simply type in confirm. Okay, now let's hop over and look at a existing client that I've been working with for a couple of months now. I'm showing you this, pulling back the curtains on my business so that you can see exactly what the app does for these businesses and how it gives them an automated sales process and what that looks like and why it's so valuable. You guys down with that? Okay, cool. So I'm just going to go through each one of these tabs now that they're set up, okay? So this is a moving company. They're a client of mine. And what you're looking at is their dashboard where they can see all their numbers and get a high-level overview of where their business is at. Okay, and before you think, oh my God, what are all these numbers and widgets and fancy buttons? Don't worry.
See, a business, all you're trying to do in business is to solve people's problems, right? The bigger problem that you solve, the more money you make. And small businesses, they have problems of managing, they have problems of generating a customer, generating a lead. These are the biggest problem that a business faces. Well, the biggest is generating a lead, right? In terms of like managing leads, like which seems to be what this software is doing, it's not as of a bigger of a problem as just lack of leads in general. So I wish, you know, Chance could like speed this part up a little bit more and just go right into, I mean, what kind of problem does this software actually solving? That's really all we need to know.
You don't have to know what any of this means. You don't have to know what each of these tabs do. Nothing. Over the next couple of weeks, I'll take you into every nook and cranny of the app and show you how it works. And before long, you'll know it like the back of your hands. But rest assured, you could literally ignore everything I'm about to show you about how this app works and why it's so valuable and still make tens of thousands of dollars a month in passive income from it. Because when you onboard a client, Abdul and I will train them on how to use Leadific for you. We'll send them little videos. They'll have access to our support team, everything. You just sit back and collect a check. Cool. Okay. So that's the dashboard tab. Okay. It's going to keep track and essentially just showing them how much money they're making. So right now, there's 338 leads that have come through our system so they can see their metrics, see where they need to improve. This client had no idea what their numbers were before. Just by implementing this, we're showing them where they need to improve in their business. Okay? So that's the dashboard tab. Just gives the client a helicopter view of their business so that they can see where everything's at. Does that make sense? Great. All right. Now let's look at this graphic. It's called a sales process automation or SPA system. The whole purpose of an effective SPA system is to turn strangers into repeat customers. And Leadific does that by funneling people through a 3-stage sales.
See, just like I predicted, this is a lead nurturing software / CRM. I've used plenty of similar things like this.
Process. It captures leads, follows up with them until they buy, and keep.
Again, this is still not solving the biggest problem that business owners have, which is lack of leads in the first place. So this is why this software is only worth at most like $300 to a business owner in the first place. So you don't necessarily want to build a business around a software that only solves like a secondary problem for a business owner, right? You want to get into a business that solves the primary problem for a business owner, which are lack of leads or doing lead generation for them, which is what we do, which is organic lead generation, or their actual core business model, which is teaching people how to do AdWords. So
keep following up with them so that they buy more and leave reviews. Pretty simple, right? And the average result we see is a 20 to 30% lift in sales almost overnight, which for a lot.
So essentially this follows up until they buy once you capture the lead, and then it follows up once they buy to leave a Google review. I mean,
one of these business
plenty of this is
owners is the difference between taking home 10 or 15 grand every month to taking home 30 or 40K every single month.
This is secondary problem for a business owner at best.
Like it's nothing. And while they'll keep paying you for years or even decades into the future, even if you're sitting on a beach retired somewhere. So let's dive into a few more of these tabs here and I'll show you what they do. Just remember, you don't have to know any of this stuff. I just want to show you because I know you're curious and you want to have a decent grasp on the business you're getting into. All right, let's look at the website tab. So when you come down here, and look at the Sites tab, go to Websites, you'll see the different websites that came in the snapshot that we've used to generate more income from them. And you'll just see here all the websites built out. There's a one-click install, updated some of his information, and this page started converting and making more money for him. Now, Leadific builds them a website, guys. It's easy. It's done for you. The important thing to remember here is that websites capture leads, okay? People go to Google, they search moving company, hauling company, and they find this website. They schedule an appointment, get booked into the system as a lead. Let's talk about the conversion tab, because another important piece in the lead capture part of the process, okay? This consolidates all the convos, and every person the owner or salesperson talks to in the tab gets booked into the system as a lead. So if they're texting, calling, emailing, filling out a contact form on the website, messaging them through Facebook, through Google, it's all coming into this one place. So the business owner can text, email, call, all from there. It starts building out a profile of that client, so no leads are getting lost. Now what happens is once these leads comes in, it moves them into the opportunities tab. Remember the funnel I showed you a couple of minutes ago? Well, the opportunities tab is where leads get moved from stage 1 through the sales process and become a repeat buyer who leaves a 5-star review. It makes the sales pipeline visual and easy to manage. So if a sales guy, Steve,
I'm not sure if I need to keep watching this video because I pretty much am aware of this kind of software. Essentially now they have this pop up to schedule a call. But this is not going to be your main money maker at the end of the day. This can help you retain clients, which is still a big deal. You know, you want to add you want to add other forms of income generating assets to your business.
Has an appointment with a lead and the person buys.
But this will do no good for a business owner that doesn't have enough leads to begin with. All of this still takes people to manage.
That lead gets moved to opportunity 1 or sold, right? So each industry is going to have slightly different flows here, but it's all about the same thing. So, you know, leads come in, we move into a follow-up, we have a walkthrough appointment, we give.
A lot of the testimonials here, like making $2,000 per month or $16,000 in 90 days. This is an example of somebody that have gotten AdWords clients, and like a lot of this, it's the ad spend for the client. It's not realistic to assume this person sold Leadific for $300 a month and got to $16K a month, which is kind of what this video kind of makes it seem like he did. But I think that's a little misleading. Like 16,000, if you were to divide 16,000 by 300, you know, that's 53 clients in 90 days, right? Like divided by 3, like, man, you'd have to land 18 clients per month. And with similar software and lead nurturing tools out there, I just don't see anybody landing that many clients like in 1 month and for 3 months. You know, like even if you were at like 20% close rate, you'd have to reach out to so many people. And that's another issue with like trying to get AdWords client, is that you're competing with all these other students that have come before you, and they have all used emails and LinkedIn to reach out to all these different business owners and pitch them either Leadific or AdWords campaign. And again, like it gets pretty noisy pretty quick. And prospecting is not easy. You know, I think they teach LinkedIn, but even that, you know, solution, when all these students are doing the same thing to reach out to these business owners in the group, then you're going to be reaching out to business owners that have already heard the same pitch that was sent by other student or other people that are also trying to run AdWords agency. You know, me, like I get emails all the time from people that are pitching me that they'll run AdWords or Facebook ads for me. So I ignore pretty much all of them, right? So now, am I saying like running a AdWords agency is a bad business model? No, you can still make money with it. I think the way to really make money, good money with AdWords agency, is to actually focus on a niche, focus on 1 to 2 niches, whether that be lawyer or dentistry, or better yet, you want to go into a lot more of a scalable business, like such as e-commerce, like a big e-commerce brand, and you want to get paid based on performance. So if you create net profit, then you get paid based on a percentage of that. This solves the number one problem of people running AdWords agency, is that eventually most people, what they do is they charge on top of the ad spend, right? So they promise a business owner a certain amount of leads for a certain amount of budget, and they do the math of like, hey, let's say if it was a law client, if it's like $300 per lead, they promise if their ad spend was like $5,000, they promise a certain amount of lead, and then you kind of try to make the difference as your take home. But the problem with that is the business owner is always, the problem is like the interests aren't fully aligned. So the business owner is going to get charged regardless of whether the lead quality was good or not. So you're dealing with a situation where if a business owner has like a bad month, whether the lead quality was bad or they have a hard time closing the leads, then they have they could have a month that they weren't that profitable, even though they spent all this money to you to run their AdWords. So then they will start bitching at you or blaming you for the low quality of leads. So you're constantly having to satisfy or please your client, and you're also looked at as almost like always like an additional expense. So whether they are profitable or not, the business owner knows that you're always charging them. So they start to think, hey, what if there was another AdWords agency that can charge me less? Or instead of $300 per lead, what if there was an AdWords agency that can charge me $200 per lead? You know, or what if they could learn to do AdWords themselves? So they start thinking these things like 3, 4, 5 months into the relationship. This is why a lot of AdWords agency, it's very difficult to maintain a client past 6 months, because all these questions begin to arise once they start to see how much money they're spending on the ads and how profitable they are. Now, when you charge business owners, when you're dealing with like e-commerce brand or some brand that's a lot more scalable, and you can run a lot bigger ad spends, then there's a lot more opportunity to make really good money with AdWords agency, and you get paid based on the profit margin. So that's how you retain a client long term, is they know that you're not just going to charge them a bunch of money and you're not going to be profitable. They're not going to be profitable. So if you charge based on the profit margin or the net profit, then the business owner knows that like you are working hard to keep them profitable, right? Again, that is also difficult for a beginner because you need a lot of like solid reputation on the internet to land a big e-commerce kind of brand like that. But that is a way, in my mind, to make long-term really good money with AdWords, being an AdWords agency. All that to say, you can still make good money with it. I mean, we teach some of this as well in our program, but we always teach like running AdWords for small businesses as more of a short-term strategy to make some money. And we always urge our students to create digital assets at the end of the day, because digital assets are something that nobody can take away from you. Like Tree Service in Grand Rapids, Michigan, I own this website that's ranked at the top of the Google search engine. This site has been making me $2,000 since 2015. And this is a website that nobody can take away from me. So unlike an AdWords agency, my client cannot fire me because my client cannot replace this website that's ranked at the top. Whereas with AdWords, like they can always hire another AdWords agency to start running ads again. So you're a lot more replaceable. So this is the key to creating a long-term business model on the internet that sticks long term and gives you stability. You want to create these digital assets that is not easy to replace. Like having a ranked one website is very difficult to replace. I believe this is what they're trying to do with this new Leadific SaaS software, is they're trying to make themselves less replaceable, right? That's another example of a digital asset. Obviously, you know, people making YouTube videos, these are digital assets that you own and control. So just keep that in mind, guys. Like running a AdWords agency, you don't own any assets, right? The business owner can easily replace you. So even if you make money with this business model, I urge everybody to either, you know, start creating local lead generation websites by learning how to do this from us, or even start a YouTube channel if you're passionate about something. This is something that nobody can take away from you. You know, TikTok is getting big, but TikTok is, I question the long-term viability of TikTok accounts, you know, or a blog if you have the patience to go the more long-term kind of game. But again, this is what got me to where I'm at. I mean, I've been making money online for the last 8 years, and over the last few years, I've made multiple 7 figures per year. And the biggest key to my success is understanding that, you know, creating digital assets that you own and control that you can make money from, whether that be media or a website or code, that's going to be the key to your success. Much the same way that Chance and Abdul, once they learned how to make money from our program, they decided to start their own coaching program and like learn how to make money in other ways, leveraging digital assets. So yeah, that's it from me. Their business model is more of a service-based business model, and that's where there's some risks of sustaining an AdWords business long term. And so this is why I prefer more of like owning digital assets type of business model, which is what we do, which is local lead generation using free traffic.